Welcome back, my computer duders. What has science done? Was man ever meant to conquer the deep? Our scientists were so busy figuring out if they could do it, they never asked if they should. But yeah, this time I have to go to shore to get sand. I was so busy building, I didn't realize I ran out of materials, and I just don't... I guess I could harvest sand and shit. Hold on. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. That button really should be disabled. Yes, I have a shovel. I didn't realize that I was out of the basic materials for building shit. Should I make more shovels? I think I have enough for now. I'll put some of this shit away. Oh, I'm through the floor. Okay, half slabs have some work that need to be completed on them before they work perfectly underwater. They don't currently quite work perfectly. I can go get wood. Giggity. For the first time, I'm going to harvest my first underwater tree. This is what I built this entire dome for. This is what I spent the last 4 fucking episodes on. Just so I could do that. Just what you just saw me do in 2 seconds. And how much wood? I got 4 blocks of wood. I built this entire dome over several episodes so I could harvest 4 blocks of wood at a time. From underwater, though, is the thing. Hold on. I didn't have to go to shore for that. If that seemed a bit silly to you, it is. But it becomes much more economical if you have a larger dome that can raise like 5 trees at once, or even up to 8. I think 8 is the largest number I've ever done. 8 is the largest number you'll ever do. I wish I could use kelp for more stuff. I feel like maybe I can and don't know about it. Straining my memory. It hurts my brain. I should just read the wiki. Minecraft wiki. Oh, it's hot as balls here. God damn it. Feels like scorpions are crawling into my urethra and stinging my dick from the inside. As you can imagine, it's tantalizing my boner. This is what we have so far. I haven't yet worked out how I'm going to build the second story without it overlapping onto the glass tube and looking shitty as hell. I'll worry about that once I have more glass. Really, as a matter of pride, I should be harvesting the sand from underwater. But until I have the Respiration 3 helmet and an enchant on my pick, I mean on my shovel, that make it quicker, it's really easier just to go to shore, since shore is right here. I can feel them. The dick scorpions, they're at it again. Oh, look what you done. Nuh-uh. Stay on land. Stay on land. You played yourself. This is your life now. I'm going to start putting weird shit into your blowhole. One at a time. This is what you get. This is what you get. Learn your lesson. You want some weed? You want some seaweed? Let me stick some in there. Oh no. Oh no. Just a prank, brah. Just a prank. Sometimes I let things go too far. I'm traumatized now, although he got it worse than I did. How can a dolphin asphyxiate on land? Shouldn't it be the opposite? Shouldn't they drown underwater if they can't return to the surface for air? Inquiring minds demand answers. I want it to be programmed so that they have a bubble meter, and the game keeps track of how much oxygen they have stored, and they can hold their breath as long as somebody with a respiration 3 helmet, but then they have to go back to the surface to breathe. That's how dolphins should work. They're not fish. Have you ever been reverse corrected by somebody? You say something that's true, and they presume to correct you, but with false information. Like, actually, dolphins are fish. They're related to sharks. And then because they presumed to correct you, they can't admit fault. Like, okay, well, maybe each of us was somewhat in the wrong. It's like, no. You were completely in the wrong. Dolphins are marine mammals. Then they try to make it out like you're just being a dick who has to be right about everything. Like, you just don't tolerate anybody who disagrees with your opinion. It's like you wouldn't have to do all that shit to save face if you didn't make such a point of... Like, number one, if you made sure that you were right before correcting the other person. Number two, if you didn't double down on it so hard. Because you made it so you couldn't back out of it. I've got my fan on me because it's so hot that the sweat that's coming out of all the pores in my body is as like potent and rank as my ball sweat usually is. Try to imagine that in your mind's eye, in your mind's nose. Are you getting hard? What the fuck is wrong with you? I have some websites you might want to look at. Probably smell-o-vision is going to become real just for fetishists who want to like smell Brazilian women's feet over the internet or something. Like, they released that Noseless Rift thing for the South Park game where you could smell their farts. A game where you can smell 8-year-olds' farts. Probably somebody masturbated to that. I want to give humanity the benefit of the doubt and say nobody did, but I know better than that. Like, somewhere, a real-life Herbert from Family Guy was like, oh, yeah. I wonder how I can make money off of virtual reality and furries, because furries will pay an insane amount of money for anything at all that caters to their fetish. Even like the worst quality games you've ever seen. Like I forget the name of it. My roommate we was really into it. It was like it looked like Ultima, kind of, is isometric. There's a text-only game they play, but there's also an isometric 2D MMO that looks like it's from 1997 and probably is. It's just they don't get many games made for them, so they have to play what they can get. Which is why so many of them still play Second Life. It's fascinating, dude. You could be like Jane Goodall and do a dissertation on their anal mating rituals. Yeah, what can I make that would extract money from their greasy, semen-stained wallets? Maybe like a fleshlight that's wrapped in fake animal fur and makes animal noises when you fuck it. Like, I shudder to think about it, but in life, if you can tolerate what makes other people sick, there's money to be made there. Oh, I didn't even know that I still had iron sitting there in the oven. It's like a little Christmas. Hee hee hee. So I was reading about Christian because I like to remind myself that when times are not as good as they used to be, that things could be so much worse. And he had like a life-changing experience where a Christmas-themed bear mascot, like a dude in a bear mascot costume, called him Christian when instead of Christopher, and he thought that was a sign from God. So he changed his name. He demanded his parents change his name from Christopher to Christian. I saw that same fucking bear. Well, I don't want to say it's the same one, but there was a mall near me that had a dude that would go around in a bear mascot costume. That was somehow it was never really clear what was Christmassy about that. How is that Christmas related? I didn't understand it even then. But I was terrified of him. I was a little kid and I would cry. Like I knew something was messed up even then. A lot of shit scared me that was not intended to be scary. Like I freaked out at there was an OMSI exhibit, the Oregon Museum of Science and Industry. They had an animatronic dinosaurs exhibit, and I was really little. I was like 5, and I'd never seen animatronics before, so I didn't understand that the dinosaurs weren't alive. And I screamed at the top of my lungs, and I hauled ass out of there faster than my parents could react. I was outside of the museum, running down the streets, going, "They're alive! They're alive!" I never heard the end of that. They caught me like 2 blocks later when I was out of breath. Because even at that age, I just sat indoors all day playing Nintendo. Yeah, Nintendo. Fuck yeah. Harvesting my first crop underwater. That's pretty cool. Alright. See, this means I can't put another bed here, which I have mixed feelings about. But I guess there's only going to be one person here anyways. That's what I said to myself when choosing houses to rent. Be realistic, I said. You're always going to live alone. Although I guess I have roommates, but they're dudes, and we never interact. I called dibs on the entire rear portion of the house. So I get more space than everybody else, but I also pay a little bit more in rent. But it's divided by a door, and I have like everything I need in this half of the house, so I don't ever have to talk to or look at anybody else. Which is really nice. I would have made a good hermit or monk. Look at this. This is so fucking cool. Except the glass doesn't render correctly underwater, as seen from the outside, but that's okay. That's alright. They'll fix that eventually. They fixed it in the Java version, so eventually they'll have to bring the features of this version up to parity. Right? Right? I mean, it's not like going to be like the ocean content, which took literally a decade to get here, is it? Because I went on the Minecraft wiki and it said that Notch first suggested seaweed in 2009. And it's been 9 years since then. So I hope I don't have to wait that long for the next correction. I have glass. I'm going to try something. Maybe I can fix this. I don't think ladders will stop water anymore. Shit. Let me do this. This way at least it won't flood the rest of the habitat. Wait, they do. Ladders do. What the fuck? They were supposed to fix that. How do I make it so the glass doesn't overlap onto this part of the structure? Okay, I hope this doesn't undo all my hard work. Just a second. I'm going to put a ladder piece on there and see if that like updates all the other blocks and causes the water to work. No, it doesn't. Ladders apparently are still glitched. See, on paper I could just leave it like this and just have an airlock that's just like a force field and drop in from this side, but that would bother me because it's not how it's supposed to work. See what my problem is here? It would have to sit on this part. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Maybe I've made a mistake. I could expand that way. This is where the moon pool is. I don't want to do that. I had a good idea here. I just don't know how to follow through. Wait, I can do this. Hold on. I can make a tower that comes up from here. I didn't know I could put these on top of those. I thought they couldn't share a block. Fuck. Let's see. I must be a late bloomer because 90% of the interest I've ever received for women is happening in my 30s. And I don't understand why. I don't understand. Like, when I look at myself, I don't see anything that would be appetizing to women. Maybe they're crazy. I don't know. I don't know. It could be. Nope. That's not gonna work. Let me think. What if I do this? Then I do this. I do this. I might just make this a single story module because I'm not seeing any good way to do what I want here. But I also kind of want an observation tower. And I may as well make it the same as where the plants are grown. Just for efficient use of space. Can I do this? Will this work? Yes, I can. Holy shit. Okay. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Now what? I'm going to separate the two modules. 2 or 3. I don't know how many there's going to be yet. Uh-oh. Did that let water inside? No, it didn't. That keeps weirding me out that water works that way. Let me get some regular stone slabs. And see what I can do with these. Maybe I can just make the second floor immediately. It'll just be a little bit chunky and weird. I think it has to be one more. And all this is just so that there isn't like a weird... You'll see, it'll make sense. It'll make sense. All this will have been for something. There we go. Oh, weird. Okay, there... I don't understand what's happening now. I've created some kind of strange portal where you can't see the surface of the water, but you go from being in water to being in air. See, I don't see the surface, but boop, I'm in water. Boop, I'm in air. Boop, I'm in water. Boop, I'm in air. What have I done? What has science done? Science is all like, don't blame this on me. I guess that's how science sounds. I don't know. I need to grow another tree. What am I doing? I need more wood at some point. Let me see if I really can just grow them on demand, because it kind of seems too good to be true. I'll put these saplings, this one sapling back here. There we go. Wow! Wow! It took a lot of bone meal, but it worked. I had 9. It took 5 bone meal to do that. Okay, whatever. I accept it. It's still worth it over having to wait for it to grow. Let's create a platform around the edges of this thing. There we go. Is that a dolphin? Fucking dive bombing me? You cheeky fucks. Dolphins, please. I'm conducting important work here. There, they'll just be separated by a little. That looks a little bit weird, but it might also look cool. It might look cool. We don't know yet. It really eats the shit out of my life, though. Eats the life out of my shit. More like it. Ice burn. There we go. I guess I could make it 3 tall, but I really only want 2 now, because it's already taller than it needs to be. There we go. Seaweed is not a very nutritionally sound food, apparently, which is the opposite of how it is in real life, where seaweed's like a superfood. I guess they didn't want to make living underwater too easy. You like my conspiracy theories where Notch pays attention to me specifically and makes changes to the game specifically calculated to screw me? I just like to think that someone notices my existence. But you're right, that's not realistic. Let's see. Have I got more glass yet? Yes, I do. Whoop, whoop, whoop. This is still a baby base, like, compared to the ones I usually construct. But I usually have more space. I usually have more room than this. I'm usually not building in, like, a little underwater gully. Remember Fern Gully? That was me even more obnoxious in-your-face environmentalism than Captain Planet. And Captain Planet was literally like a plant green and blue guy of some kind. I don't know what species he was, beating the shit out of industrialists that kids watched on television, which was a product of the Industrial Revolution. No, I can't spare time for that. How come these lower ladders keep air out, but the upper ones don't? Mysteries, motherfucking ghost mysteries. Watch it on TV every week. There's a new ghost mystery. Maybe a werewolf ghost, maybe a ghost with big titties. Weekly ghost mysteries. I'd watch that. I'd watch that. I would live that. It's going to be a little bit weird because... No, I think I put this in the right place. If I put it back there, it would have blocked the plants. But this way, it's not... It's going to be cramped, but it's not going to be inaccessible. You'll still be able to do what you need to do. I don't want to build much taller than this. And I don't even have any other crops. And I think ultimately I'm not even going to want to grow wheat because I don't like making bread. I'm going to grow carrots and potatoes. This will just be a baby vertical farm. Babster. Babarino. Now I'm thinking about big titty ghosts. Does your ghost really, like, if ghosts were a real thing, would they take on your appearance at your high point in life? Like when you were young and good looking? Or would it be like right when you died? In which case all ghosts should be... Well, no, because ghosts are supposed to result from violent deaths that leave people unfulfilled. So maybe that's why they're not all elderly. I mean, they're also fucking fake, but I'm trying to work out the logic of ghosts in, like, the ghost canon. I don't mean a canon that shoots ghosts. I mean, like, their lore, how their lore is supposed to work. You do a lot of that when you write. You just working out how bullshit can be as logical as possible, because writing is basically lying. It's just lying. It's professional lying for money. It's very similar to being a politician in that regard, or a lawyer. Heyo! But in order to tell a lie effectively as a writer, you have to mix a small amount of deceit into a large amount of truth. So if you're going to have ghosts, something as fantastical as ghosts, for them to be believable, they have to have their own totally logical set of rules and mythos as to how they operate. Because that's what gives things the appearance of reality, is behaving in a self-consistent way, like the laws of physics. I wish I was haunted by a big titty ghost. Then again, if you look at those photographs of women from like the 1800s, even the best looking ones are like 5s and 6s now. And they probably didn't have good support for their boobs. So they would be all like droopy, and they'd have flapjack titties that look like balloons that you let most of the air out of. Like National Geographic titties. I had a lot of not so proud faps to National Geographic when I was growing up. That was just the closest thing you could find to porn. If you wanted to see boobs, and you had parents that were on the ball and did a good job of keeping you away from pornography, then National Geographic was a major source of vitamin B, if you get my meaning. Why the fuck is that like that? Why is it that way? Why are you that way? Why does water work this way? It's strange. Like they fixed a lot about it, but they also broke it even worse in some ways. Blah. Let me do this. There we go. No. There, now I can stand. And if I ever want to, I can always bust the ceiling of this module to add another floor. And I think separating the floors by one unit is going to make them look cool from the outside. And like more like a plausible underwater base with modules that were built individually and then sunk and then attached to one another. I did that in Triton Colony. I had towers that were like disc-shaped modules that were connected through vertical ladder tunnels. It was pretty cool, I think. And it got copied a lot by other people, so I think they liked it too. I'm just going to admire the view. Look at this. It's cool to have an elevated view of your base like this. Maybe I'll make another one that's in the mining module just to have a dedicated observation pod. I haven't decided yet. That should be good enough, right? Let me get some seeds. So what's your favorite internet fashionable animal right now? Is it burbs or snakes? S-N-E-K-S. Snakes. Snakes are pretty cute, actually. I feel like we're at a good place in civilization where our main concern is what's the cutest internet animal. Like, most of our problems are taken care of. Even if the economy is rigged against us, most of us can be at least comfortable enough most of the time to give a shit about frivolous crap that doesn't really impact our lives. Not that snakes aren't important. They're very cute. I like them a lot. They make me happy. And burbs, especially borbs, which are the fat orb-shaped birds. There's a whole, like, taxonomy of different burb types. Let me see. Do I have potatoes or carrots? I don't think I have either. I still have some time left, so I guess I could go hunting on land for a village to steal crops from, which is what I think I'm going to do, because I didn't put in all this work just to plant the same crop on 2 different levels. But first I'm going to see the base from the outside. And I guess it counts for something that I have the compass now, so I can navigate it at the very least. That's cool. Look at that from the inside. I should get food. I kind of want to till the soil, although if I till it now and don't plant anything, I think it's going to untill itself. I think dirt does that, even if it's adjacent to water, if you don't fix it, if you don't continually till it, or if you don't plant something. We'll find out. This will be an experiment. Like that thing I did in college with those 2 other guys in that hot tub. Allegedly. Allegedly. They never proved anything. Oh, that looks cool. Look at that. Oh, it was raining the entire time. That looks neato. Yeah, I could build a 3rd floor onto that if I found enough crops to warrant it. I don't think that would come too close to the surface, but I think it's cool as it is now, just having 1 vertical layer. It adds a cool look to the base, which is basically as small as it possibly can be. It's really cramped, but you don't need a lot of space to farm when you're just 1 dude. Just 1 rude, crude dude with an attitude who likes to get lewd with food. Wait, what? Looking good, looking good. This is a cute little base. This is already bigger than my other base was in the shallows. I want to get a program that will let me download the map for this and look at it from above, like a satellite imagery type view. Hey, this is cool. I can't see land in any direction. It's almost like I was able to build far enough out in the ocean that there wasn't just land everywhere, which there is. It's just being hidden by the rain. Let me see what I can see from the boat. Because what I'm really looking for here is any sign of a village, because villages are the easiest place to get stuff from. I don't like this. This is too... I need to move in a straight line so it'll be easy to navigate back to my base. Onward! Oh, that looks rad. Although there's too much seaweed in the way. It blocks the view of my glorious base. Still kind of looks like a wiener, but now it's got like a wart coming off of it, like a growth. If that's what your dick looks like, see a doctor. Because that doctor is going to want to fucking snap a picture of that for Instagram. Guaranteed. Okay, I just have to... This is a bigger ocean than I gave it credit for. Wow. Wow, I should have just fucking continued beyond the ocean monument. There's a huge amount of area to build on over here. I can't even talk, I'm so fucking gobsmacked. The problem is it's close to the ocean monument, so I'd get my ass kicked by those eyeball fish. This is cool though. This is a lot of real estate. Hey, it's free real estate. I could build here. Why didn't I just build here? I don't think I'm going to abandon this world. I think I'm going to make a city. This is over here. I should have just kept looking for longer. And then what would be cool is if I made a deep sea base, but then it had like a staircase or like ladder up to a shallower part of it here, so that there's like a three-dimensional quality to how the base is laid out. Because you're in the ocean, you don't have to build the way you would on land. Wow, this is a lot more ocean than I thought. This is a much bigger deep sea biome than I ever gave it credit for. I'm feeling kind of stupid right now. Okay, apparently the ocean goes on forever in this direction. I'm going to just go ahead and turn around. And go in the direction where the needle points up. Dolphin's like, look at this dumbass, doesn't even know how to get to land. That other one crawling onto land was trying to fucking evolve, I'm sure of it. He's trying to evolve back onto land, because dolphins started out on... Well, they didn't start on... You know what I mean. They were land creatures at one point, and then they went back. They were like, fuck this, land is a gimmick. Land is overrated. What the fuck is that? I didn't build that. I didn't build that. Why is that there? What the fuck? Who built this? Why is it here? There's like one half of a ruin. Man, that's spook. That's spook, man. That's fucking spoopy. Okay, here's the ocean monument. So I should be able to find, without too much trouble, my old base. Whoa, look at that ravine. Wish I could actually hold my breath underwater for longer than 10 seconds. I need to get that helmet, because there's so much cool shit down here I'm missing out on. I think it's over here, maybe? It should be lit up like a Christmas tree, but the visibility is so poor right now because of the rain. There it is. Here it is. This is where I built foolishly, not realizing there was a deep sea biome like that way that's much larger. Okay, there we go. Right as soon as I get home, and right as soon as we're over time. So I actually got dick all done this episode. That's not true. I built the second floor of this thing. That's something. I guess next time I'll go get more crops. I'll get carrots and potatoes, which are the only two crops I really want to grow there. Look at that cool... What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Could you fuck off? Hahaha, fuck you. Oh, there's infighting now. There's monster infighting. Cool. I can turn them against each other. Here we go. Give me those balls. Ooh, yeah, balls. So yeah. There's my dome with my tree in it. And over here is my 2-story farming tower which is more like a peanut. But, you know, whatever. Maybe I'll grow peanuts.